Why would you not go for it? Why would you not take a chance? At one point in time, you got to take a chance on you.
Welcome back to episode 4 of Bar Friends. Today we are joined by my friend who's already been on the podcast once with us before, Callahan, who's my roommate as well now. So he's filling in for Noah. Noah's golfing with his dad today, so hopefully he's hitting him straight or all over the woods. I don't really care what he's doing. But glad to have you. Thanks for filling in.
Of course, no problem.
So today actually, you went to Italy.
I did.
I don't want to talk about today anymore. So you went to Italy.
Italy was sick.
With the soccer team, the Westminster College soccer team. Mm-hmm. How was that? Give a base rundown of what you did.
It was absolutely electric. We started off in Rome, then went to Florence, and then went to Siena. Rome was super sick, but it was kind of weird because where we were staying at in Rome was on the outskirts of Rome, which was kind of nice because it wasn't so touristy. Some of the restaurants and some of the bars you went to were local bars. They had 6 bar stools and a couple of different taps, but it was really cool to be actually in Rome. And then we went to Florence. And Florence, we stayed in the hills of Tuscany, so it was real weird. We had no service out there.
Really?
We couldn't get Ubers to go anywhere. Literally, we were trying to, because Florence has a really big nightclub called Space Club. Connor was talking about it, and we were like, all right, we'll just Uber. We'll rip whatever price it is. It was a $70 Uber. We were like, all right, cool. We all ripped it. No one picked us up.
Really?
No one. Nobody. It said no ride available because I guess you were so far, and they don't do Uber out there. It's only taxis.
Oh.
But there's no taxi.
Taxi all the way out there?
Because
they're just going to run the joints that are close. That's funny.
And you're looking at stores to even go to get snacks or something like that, and then nothing.
Yeah.
We were in the countryside of Italy, which was sick. I have pictures. The views are amazing, but it was weird being out there because it was just almost like a culture shock because we got yelled at for splitting a pizza. Did Connor tell you about that?
No.
Yeah, so me, Connor, Mason, Tui, Peyton, and I think Harlan all went to a pizza joint right before practice. We were we gotta get some food, whatever.
Yeah.
And they had these flatbreads, which were this big, like a personal one. And we were it was 98 degrees the entire time. So we're I don't want to have a whole pizza myself and then go practice.
And throw up everywhere.
So the waitress comes over. We're sitting at a table. It's no bigger than this, and we're all right. Me and him are gonna do whatever pizza. Mason's gonna do whatever we order. And she looks at us like this real weird look. She's and it's a heavy Italian accent. She's 7 people, 3 pizzas. We're yeah. Yeah, that's correct. She's why? We were we're not very hungry. We have practice later. And she got she didn't get angry at us, but you could tell she did not like what we had to say.
Yeah.
So she goes away, and we don't see her again. We don't see her for 20 minutes. So, and also in Italy, they don't give you water's not free. They give you a bottle. It's this big, and no ice, which is not. It was terrible.
It's hot.
Yeah. So we run through the water in 5 minutes, and we're sitting here dying at this table trying to get water, and she just walks past us, and there's this guy sitting off to the side, almost he's sitting on his computer eating his pizza, and she walks up to him. He had to have been a local there or something. And she's talking to him, and we could see him peer over to us this,
yeah,
and kind of point, and then he started laughing at us. So we could tell we were sticking out like sore thumbs in there, dude. It was
just
bad.
Americans in Europe.
Yeah, she was talking to the bartender about us, everyone, because we heard her say tre, which is
3
in Italian, and then pizzas. And we saw the bartender look at us, and we were dude, we are
they're talking mad shit right now.
Out of there. And then this younger dude comes up, and he's you guys want more water? And we're yes, please. We'll put it's fine. Super nice guy, brought us out our pizzas. And then this other guy took our bill and was super, super cool. He was recommending spots to go out to bars late at night and all that stuff. And we're the girl just disowned us. Literally full on just not my table anymore.
Yeah.
And because tipping culture's not a thing there, so she's probably I think they probably go based off sales, if I'd have to guess, or something like that, but she was not happy. But other than that, we had a very good experience with people. No one was really too mean. That was the only case that I heard of that was
because you guys were in it, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it also is, I forget what documentary I was watching, but it was for some class in high school, and it was talking about how, when Americans go anywhere, it's just like you can tell they're just so much louder and obnoxious, and they stick out.
We took the metro, which is like subway.
Yeah.
And then we took buses like around everywhere. We were the only people talking on them.
Really?
So we had free time the one day, and it was like basically like my house and Peyton's house.
Yeah.
Just kind of hung together. We went out, went to some shops, got some stuff. We had to be back at the hotel. So we get back on the bus to go back to our hotel. And we're talking. We're just like bullshit and whatever. And every couple seconds, I would stop talking and listen and only hear us.
Yeah.
And everyone was just looking at us. I said to Glazer, I was like, I don't think we're supposed to be talking right now. Like, I don't
Like Southern Library?
Yeah, I don't think that's a thing. And then I asked our tour guide, Martine, and I was like, is talking on like public transportation like not normal? And he's like, yeah.
Really?
He's like, it's not a normal thing. Like, it's normally just sit on your phone or just sit there silently.
Yeah.
So yeah, we stuck out pretty bad.
Well, I guess even whenever you're on subway, a lot of people are on there like by themselves. So I guess you guys were kind of just put off anyways, just because you're in a group. But
Yeah.
even then, like if you see clips of subways, like people are talking on their phones or like.
Yeah, that's weird because like I'm from close enough to New York City where I feel the New York City subway.
Yeah.
That thing ain't quiet. Like it's not quiet at all. Like everyone's talking, all sorts of stuff's going on. So it was weird getting on a bus and feeling weird talking. Like I'm sitting there, I'm looking around, like checking my shoulder. All these people are just sitting there, just staring at the floor. I'm like, whoa. Me and Glazer was like, yeah, we're not supposed to be talking. Right
Zombies.
Now. Yeah.
On top of transportation, you guys were robbed.
Oh my gosh. I wasn't personally, thank God.
So just run it through first, and then I'll ask how much was taken.
So our first driver, Stefano, he was actually very cool. He took us all throughout Rome. He was like our Rome driver. And then we got this dude, Antonio, who was the guy who actually robbed us. He took us from Rome to Florence. So we stopped at this little like town called Oviedo. It was like a town on the way. It was a really nice little town. But we stopped there for a few hours, and then a lot of people left their bags on the bus, which I really kept everything I needed in my wallet. Like I kept my passport, my money on me at all times. And so we're going, whatever. We go back to there, and no one notices it yet it's like a 3-hour drive up to Florence. So we get there, and then everyone notices that they got a little bit of money missing, and it's like that's why we thought it was the bus driver and kind of confirmed it, because if it was some random dude that came and took our stuff, like Connor, he had 80 USD on him.
Yeah.
They only took 60.
Yeah.
To leave money in there. I'm like, if some random dude got on the bus,
He's taking all of it.
We would have had no bags there.
Yeah.
And Wolford and his dad both were out. So Wolford was out, I think 50, and his dad was out 100.
Holy cow.
Yeah. TD, he got 50 taken. Peyton's bag was moved. Gearsh's bag was moved.
Yeah.
Like, it was crazy. And then we noticed that at the hotel, and we had to figure it out, like, what was going on. We were, like, retracing our steps to where we could, like, lost money, stole money. And then, yeah, it kind of came down to it. Like, so after that night, that was also the night we all got wine drunk and
lost.
Whiplash, yeah. And then... so they stay on the bus. Like tour guides, one would come with us, one would stay on the bus, because that's not their fault, but like they had to make sure it wasn't gonna happen again.
Yeah.
And then we left that hotel, and that's when the window broke too. Did you ever see that?
I saw the picture of it, but what happened to the window?
So I didn't know bus it's like a double pane. So it's like a one window and then a tinted one. So there's like a metal gate that they open and close. So it opens this way, and he cut it too much. So he was gonna hit it already. And he backed up and cut it the wrong way.
And just backed straight into it.
Hear, and the whole thing just
popped
shatters.
open. Yeah.
Thank God it was only the front window. It wasn't that one inside the bus. But that was scary. And he's out there with like one of those, like almost like a brush that we would use for snow.
Yeah.
Just
getting the glass
out. I'm like, oh my God, this is a psycho.
That's funny. So you guys didn't notice that your money was gone until you had gotten off the bus? Were you in the bus like counting your money, or just thought it was kind of weird?
No, I think everyone, once they got to the second hotel and kind of unpacking their things, they kind of realized, oh wait, I had X amount of money, whatever, and stuff like that.
So did you have the same bus driver again, or no?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you did?
Same dude.
So you didn't, no one tried to go bust him at all for it?
Wolford's dad wanted to, but I don't know. I think everyone kind of realized like, it's not the U.S. It's a lot different
true.
over there.
Like you can't
It's
really just start beefing with people.
Yeah, especially the bus driver, because like if the bus driver just left,
Like you guys can't get
we
anywhere.
kind of boned. Yeah, we were like, all right, what do we do now?
Because how far would you guys travel every day?
So from our hotel to downtown Rome was like a 30-minute bus ride. We were there for 3 days. The drive to Florence was like 2 hours, and then we drove up to Siena the one day, which is like an hour, and we came all the way back down over to the Roman airport, which is like, it's like 40 minutes south of Rome, where we went up this way, up to Siena. It was a 5-hour bus ride.
And
that was the day we all had food poisoning.
You were all sick?
Yeah, so I was in the back of the bus absolutely dying.
Just manually breathing?
Manually breathing, sweating on this 5-hour bus ride. Dude, that was terrible. I got to the third hotel, and I think Schmidt told you about this. They all went out that night, and I got in. I was like, I'm not going.
I can't.
Go to bed. It's like 7:15. I go to bed, lights on, socks on, the whole night.
Yeah.
I just lay down and crank out. And so the door wasn't like a key, it was like a punch key, like almost like an access key.
Yeah.
And so we had a car with the picture, Connor took a picture, I was like, all right, cool, I'll see you like whenever you get back. Like, and then I get woken up to boom, boom, boom on the door. I'm like, oh, what's going on?
Yeah.
At first I thought something was wrong. So I get up, I go open the door, it's Connor, and I'm like half awake. He's like, oh hey. I'm like, what time is it, Connor?
Yeah.
And he's like, I don't know, my phone's dead, but last I saw it was 2:30. I'm like, it's 2:30.
Yeah.
I'm like, he's like, did you sleep the entire time? I'm like,
Yeah.
But like, I don't know I think that sleep really helped it, because right after that I was ready to go out.
You were good?
I was like, let's go back out.
Yeah.
I was, oof.
Did you guys ever pinpoint what you guys got sick on?
Gearish thought it was the water.
It could be.
Because we were drinking, like, in Italy they have like fountains that just come out of the walls, and it just pours water. So we thought maybe it was those. Then we thought it was the pizza, but then we thought it was food. Then it was like dehydration. Like there were so many factors that it could have been that it was real. And then we were trying to think of who sat with who during dinner, but like we were like, one table was me and Glazer, one table was the twins. Like it was like there was no correlation that we could pinpoint something to. Yeah. And no one ate the same thing or drank the same thing. It was like, we thought maybe like a norovirus went around.
Yeah, that's what I said to you guys after you guys got back. I was like, maybe you guys got that like one day flu.
Because that's like it's like a 24-hour just battle.
Yeah, just get through
That's what I was. I went to bed because we were drinking that night. We all got sick. And at first I thought, because we were drinking wine. I don't drink wine. It hurts my stomach to begin with.
Yeah.
So when I first got up, my stomach was in knots. I'm like, I'm probably just like hungover or whatever. I'll go pull a trigger, be fine.
Yeah.
I go, throw up, it's straight wine. Like, I could
it
tell.
just didn't sit.
I could tell. I was like, okay, straight wine. I'm like, all right, cool. I'll go back to bed. No worries. Try to go back to bed. I lay down. I get straight back up, right back.
Run back.
And literally, this was like clockwork for like 4 hours.
Was it?
Literally, I was sitting. I would throw up like violently, and then go back to my bed, sit there, be like, all right, I'm good.
I'm okay.
I'd sip water. I'd lay down. I'd be like,
I can't do that.
I can't do that. I gotta get back up. And I was like, it was from 3 a.m. till 9 a.m. I was throwing up.
Was that you said everyone kind of got that after?
Everyone went through the same type of cycle. Me and Kaya were the first ones though. Like, me and him were the only ones that didn't sleep that night.
Yeah.
Whereas like Fairman and like Oren got sick midday. Like Fairman got real sick like 1 p.m. to like 9 p.m.
Yeah.
Whereas it was almost like a shift. Like I was the shift before, and everyone just kept going like that.
Someone would get sick.
Hit people at different time. It hit people when they got back. Like Krauscher got sick.
Yeah, you said
like the first
Peyton
day.
was sick.
Yeah, Peyton just got it.
Yeah, that sucks. It kind of ruins your trip a little bit.
Yeah, it did. It did towards the end, but like that's what I was talking to my mom about, because I called her because obviously it was 3 a.m. there, but it was only 9 here.
Yeah.
So I called her. I'm like, yo, mom, like I'm not doing well. Like, she was freaking out for me. I was like, cause I don't want to go to an Italian hospital.
You can't.
I'm not gonna know what's going on. And she's like, well, just get water. Like she's like, if you're, and obviously Ash being a nurse, she's like, make sure there's no this in your throat. I'm like, okay, none of that's in there. I'm fine.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, that's what started getting me worried, was them worrying about me.
Yeah, especially Ash being a nurse.
I was like, oh god, what's going on?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
That's
bad.
funny.
That was one of the worst sicknesses I've ever had.
And you get it on your trip to go play soccer. Let's talk about that. How was playing out there? Like, how was practicing out there?
I enjoyed the comp way better than I enjoyed playing like pack play.
Yeah.
There's the reason we won the first game was because we played like a pack team.
Yeah.
We played
Kick
fast,
run.
we played strong,
Yeah.
we just ran. Whereas they're so methodical. Like the first team we played, they weren't very strong, but they could ping the ball around.
Yeah.
Like, we may have had 40% possession, but when we had it, it was just go time. Like,
Yeah.
It was just like 1, 2, and we're out and
Yeah.
just gone.
They're much more finesse.
Yeah, the third team we played was the Serie D team, but they were quality. They were both. They were athletes and very technical.
Yeah.
They had a kid from I want to say Ghana. On
Oh,
their
geez,
team, and
really?
he was disgusting.
Yeah.
So technical. So he stiff armed Lasky.
Did he?
Might have went 15 yards. Like, it was bad.
It's funny. Yeah, because there's, especially with soccer, in the U.S. style of soccer, it's very much bully ball, just because that's how the American sports are anyways.
Yeah, it is.
Like if you play basketball, it's bully ball. If you
Soccer
play
was
football,
not
is
the same
bully
out there.
ball.
Yeah.
But that's what's getting different with these club kids now is like they're just getting so much better because they're having A, they're definitely watching it, but B, coaches are coming over internationally and coaching American club soccer teams.
I mean, that's what Garish is. Garish is technically international.
Yeah.
He's British, I think.
Yeah. It's just we don't really listen to him.
We don't really like him that much.
You guys just bully ball everyone.
Yeah.
Which
try to.
yeah. That's how I grew up playing. And especially like my dad's rule of thumb was like if you're gonna go into a tackle, you better go into a tackle. Like you don't back out of it. Like you're going in and just killing someone.
My first ever club coach, his rule when it came to defending was the man can get by you, the ball can get by you, but never the man and the ball. Yeah, it was like one's getting stopped.
Yeah.
Like, it was like it's just that mentality.
I
mean, I like it because it's like it is a very fun way to play. I mean, you've seen our games, you've been in our games, like. They get fun. They get rowdy. They get chippy, and that's what's fun about it. Whereas like the Italian game we were playing, like the team we were playing, there was a couple fouls, but like they were like almost like professional fouls. Like I got the one.
Is it like a shirt pull?
Yeah, I turned to kid, he's grabbed my shirt. Like in the pack, I'm getting my legs swept.
Yeah,
like,
no, you're getting cleated.
Yeah, it's different. It's just like a different like mentality, I guess. They're not as aggressive as we are.
Yeah, that just comes from the nature of the culture,
Yeah.
I think. I was gonna say something too about soccer. Oh, my high school coach, his rule was be the first one to make a foul, be the first one to get like
that,
it was like
ours was
be
first.
it was more of like a set the tone thing, like be the first to do something, but like our one coach would like our good cop coach would be like complete the first pass, complete like just take your first shot, like get on, and then our other coach like behind his back after he turns around, he's like get the first foul.
First
get
tackle. Ours was first tackle, first foul, first shot, first goal in that order. It was like get stuck in, get a foul, and then we'll go forward.
Yeah. That's too good. So was there a spot in Italy that you loved, like that was like super cool to see? I mean, Coliseum had to be awesome.
Yeah, because
especially you're a history guy.
That's the thing. The history major part that was super sick because we went to the Coliseum. The Coliseum's like here, and then there's all of ancient Rome here. Like we saw. Forget what his name was, but some like old like king had like this house built on this like massive hill, and we walked through like his garden and stuff like that, and then you have this big like just overlook of like all of the city. And not my tour guide, but the other group, we split into two groups. She said you could have. She didn't point us out, but she said you could from that overlook you can see France, Switzerland, and geography.
What would we up there? France, Switzerland.
France is here, Switzerland's here. I want to say the last one was Austria, but I could be wrong. But it's like you can see 3 countries from there.
Yeah.
Oh, the Vatican, because the Vatican's its own
Oh, it's
thing.
technically its own.
The
Yeah.
Vatican was sick too. Dude, the Sistine Chapel, you can't even have your phone out. You
Really?
can't take a picture. I mean, pictures I made make sense, but like I was walking around with like my phone and my water, like holding my phone.
In your hand?
Literally, I stepped in and they were like phone away.
Really?
Yeah, it was like they were super serious about it, and like you had to like keep walking, like you couldn't even like stop to like look at it. You had to stay on like this platform to look at it. It was really, really strange. Vatican was sick though. There was so much cool stuff in there.
Yeah.
I didn't know what half it was, but like
Just looking at it, the architecture.
That's the thing. The buildings were amazing.
Yeah.
It was incredible to see because obviously the U.S. is like 200 years old, 300 years old.
Yeah.
Rome is thousands
Yeah.
of years old. To see all that stuff like still holding up is insane.
Yeah, my so my girlfriend Lulu, her brother, Parker, he went to Rome and he studies architecture. And he came back and he was like, it's just crazy because those people literally died for their work. And he was like, that's just, you don't get that now because ours is, he was saying about how our architecture now is very much industrialized and baby boomed in World War II and very much like that's how this country moved on. But them, it was just like they got to go over time, which is crazy.
It was wild seeing some of the stuff. We did like a bike tour through Florence. That was really fun. That was super cool. Like we were up this big mountain, like with all the twists and turns, and got up to it and overlooked the city. You could see like the chapel, the synagogue they had there, and so you can see the buildings. You can see how old they are. Like, you walk in New York City, you're not seeing anything like what you see in Rome. It was crazy.
Were there any myths about the Colosseum that was debunked for you, or any new facts that were pretty cool?
Yeah. So, obviously, Colosseum was man against man. I didn't know it was also animal against animal.
Oh, so you just have animal fights.
They would just have like lions versus tigers.
Yeah.
And I was making a joke once because the stairs to get up were like almost like a 90-degree angle to get up there. Like it was hard to get up the stairs. And I said to the tour guide, because we had a really cool tour guide, like she was joking around with us, like making fun of, like, I think she made fun of one of us saying we wouldn't be like a good gladiator. Like, just like making it fun for us, because obviously not everyone really cares about it, but it was cool that she engaged with us. But I asked her, I was like, did they like serve like alcohol at these? I was like, because like I'd fall down these stairs like sober, like let alone like wasted. And she was like, no, they were allowed 1 cup of wine.
Really?
One free complimentary glass of wine.
For everyone?
Everyone.
Oh, that's cool.
The Coliseum holds 70, like it was like 70,000 something people.
That's crazy. They got a cup of wine for everyone. And it's packed because that's the only form of entertainment you have.
But I was like, we were all joking around. We were like, imagine like pre-gaming the Coliseum to go watch some tiger versus a bear.
Yeah.
And I asked, I was like, is there prelims? I'm like, is it like a goat versus a chicken first and then it goes that or what? And the one thing I did learn was I thought animal versus man was common. It wasn't. It was very rare. It was like, I think the way she put it was if a man was on death row, they'd give him a fight against like a lion.
Yeah.
But he'd have like a dagger like this big. And it's like if he somehow won.
Managed to do it.
You earned your freedom, but like they never won. A starving man versus a starving lion with a dagger is never going to win.
No.
Never going to work.
John Jones might though, actually.
John Jones might beat a lion.
Did she talk about the naval battles at all?
Not really.
Really?
We weren't really on the coast at all.
Oh. Well, I thought that there were rumors that there were naval battles, I'm saying, in the Colosseum, that they would fill the Colosseum with water.
She didn't say anything about that.
Really?
And looking at how it's constructed, I don't think it would have been.
Yeah. I see that stuff all the time. Like in the new Gladiator movie they're doing. Did you ever watch the first Gladiator? Mm-hmm. And it's just Roman general gets screwed over, his family gets killed, and then he goes into slavery. Mm-hmm. And then to get out of slavery, obviously you can go to the Colosseum and win. And so they all think he's dead, and he takes his helmet off, and he's like, I'm Marcus Aurelius. And
I've seen like that clip. Yeah.
But they're doing a new one, and they CGI'd a naval battle in the Colosseum. Mm-hmm. So I guess it'll be like one of the first looks at that.
I'm not sure if that ever happened, but looking at how big it was, it'd be really hard to do that.
I mean, how do you fill a stadium with water and put a boat in?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's like it's a huge place, but to have a naval battle, that's
crazy. And also, do you have people watching like in the stands?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, because like if a naval battle, I'm thinking like cannons are getting fired off. You miss, some dude's getting nuked.
An arrow, like you might just blind fire one.
Someone's getting like
his glass of wine shattered.
Someone's getting shot for no reason.
That's sick. Did you guys go to the Leaning Tower of Pisa?
No, we weren't. Noah went to the Pisa.
I saw him.
Yeah,
he
we
went.
didn't go. Like some of the parents went on their own stuff. Like the Buttes, they went somewhere. I think they went to Venice, or that might have been the Weisses too. Mm-hmm. They might have gone to Venice, but yeah, we were Rome, Florence, Oviedo, and Siena.
Okay.
Oviedo was sick. That's where I bought the bottle of grappa.
yeah. Which we had a shot of that last night. It wasn't. Honestly, it was
a lot worse.
I thought it was gonna be a lot worse too, and actually kind of felt smooth going down. It wasn't like like I feel like the stuff here is really aggressive.
That was smooth. I also think it helps because it was ice cold.
Yeah, probably.
But the people were telling me grappa it's a type of brandy, but it's made from like fermented like grapevines.
Really?
Yeah, so I don't really know how all that works, but I was asking the tour guide about it, and he was like, the one I bought is like some like grape that like isn't very common to use, but he said it's a good one, and I mean it wasn't that bad. But yeah, it's used as a palate cleanser for the people who don't know. So after like meals, they'll have that, and because of its like potency or like whatever,
It gets all that taste
it gets
out.
all that out, and it helps with digestion. So it's like
Yeah.
it's crazy that that's what they drink over there. Like Girish said, they all split a shot of it because of how like strong it was.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, it was strong.
It was strong, but like tequila for me is like strong. Like that's
Yeah.
aggressive for me.
It's
Like
a
they
bite.
never
There's
smooth.
a bite to it. That's like it's like our whiskey and like tequila. Like you're drinking whiskey
Yeah.
and tequila.
But I actually did like that one. You got to tell them how you bought it with the
Oh my
with
god!
the clerk.
Yeah. So Oviedo, that's where I bought it. Is a very like it's an inland place. Like that's why like Oviedo is very locally. So I walk in. Me and Schmidt had just grabbed lunch from this little place wherever, and I see this like winery. We're like, oh whatever. We'll just go in these stores, see what's up. And we're looking at the stuff, looking at the different wines. I see grappa, and me and Schmidt are like, oh we gotta get
Yeah.
some. Like we have to. And I flip it over. There's no price on it, and this old Italian dude. I bring it over to him. I'm like, how much?
Yeah.
And he goes 3-2. I'm like, yes. I hand him the thing, and I go, I pull out my wallet. I'm like, card? He's like, see. I was like, cool.
Awesome.
Gave it to him, walked out.
Yeah.
He didn't speak a lick of English. He was saying something because he said something to me about the bottle, and I was like, no,
I have no idea.
No Italian. Like I don't speak Italian. And yeah, it was.
That's funny.
It was strange interacting with them because like. It was easy because like it's very easy to talk with your hands and know what they want. Like I show him the bottle and I say how much. Like I feel like they can kind of understand what you're asking.
And figure it out.
But like when they get in like the conversations and stuff,
No idea.
lost,
Yeah.
absolutely lost.
So the guy in Italy, was there a food out there that was like awesome?
Pizza was so much better out there.
Yeah.
It was because I don't like a very doughy pizza. I like thin pizza, but like. They had like the fresh mozzarella. They had everything was fresh. Like we went to this one place by the Parthenon, and it was literally he took almost like almost scissors in a way, and he would just cut out a big slice and put it on a scale, and you paid by however many kilograms was it.
Yeah.
But it was like we got 2 slices that were like this big, like 2 of them like that big, for like €7, which is like $9 USD.
Yeah.
And it's like the pricing there, I was so surprised that we didn't get like gouged for pricing. Because you go to
Really?
you go to New York City and you get like killed
Yeah.
on money. But it's like it was wild. The only place that we got killed in terms of prices was where was it? Oh, I forget where it was. The one bar we went to, it was like
I was gonna say you guys it had to be like alcohol or something like that. That was
alcohol
more
was a
high
little more
priced.
expensive, but like I didn't mind spending on that. Like a beer was like $8.
Yeah.
Our hotel, no one drank there because it was too expensive. It was $10 for like a Peroni, which is like just an Italian domestic beer,
Yeah.
which sucked by the way.
Was it?
Sorry, Italians. That was awful.
Which one was the really good one that was like
Tennant's.
9.5?
Yeah, that's what me and Connor were drinking. It was Tennant's. It was a lager. So tasted almost like a Yingling, but it was 9%.
Yeah.
So it was like it went down pretty easily, and they were cheap too. They were like $5 at the one bar we were drinking at. It's called the what was it called? It was like the Faro Igiza. Mm-hmm. But yeah, they had like outside seating. They were really cool. The one bartender. So we walk in. It's like 11 o'clock. We roll in with like probably 12 deep. We walk in this bar, and we're like, "Do you have a reservation?" We're like,
we're sheets to the wind right now.
like, huh?
Yeah.
And we're like, no, we just want some drinks. And they're like, okay, well, we're going to close in here soon, so we'll go outside. He's like, but you can order your drinks right there at the bar just to get that round started. Like, okay, perfect, cool. Walk up to the dude, start speaking like fluent Italian. And then Ben Kovac goes, no. And then he goes, oh, American. So we're like, yo. And then he starts talking with us. He was messing with us. He was pretty cool. I had this thing called a Chiquito. You ever heard of it? It was tequila, banana liqueur, lime juice, and sugar.
How was that?
Very, very good. But
Yeah.
it sucked because it came in a martini glass. It was like that much liquid.
Yeah.
But it tasted almost like like a sour pina colada. But
Yeah.
Me and Peyton were drinking them, and you know Peyton, he doesn't drink like it was a girly drink. I'll be honest,
Yeah.
I felt feminine drinking it, but it was really really good.
Did that would give me a rockin' hangover. The sugar in there.
See,
The sugar gets me way harder than it does for a lot of people.
I
though.
woke up feeling hungover every day because of how dehydrated we were.
Oh yeah, because it was like 98 degrees when you're out there.
Coldest, I mean, I say coldest. The least hot day, the high was 97.
Jesus.
And like the thing was out there was like, we'd start our day at like 9 a.m. most days. It would already be like 88, 89 degrees by then.
Yeah.
And we're going right through the middle of the heat. And then we'd go out at night thinking, all right, it'll be cool. It's like 87 degrees to like 11 o'clock there. Like it is brutal. But the heat is so much different. Like I know they say like dry heat, it's literal dry heat.
Yeah.
Like as long as and I don't know why, Italy had no wind. There was zero breeze. So
Really?
We're just sitting there just dying.
Baking?
Yeah. But like when the wind would come, it'd be cold. Whereas like here, it's like when it gets hot and muggy, like you don't want to
sucks.
be out there.
Yeah.
Like, it was hot, but it was manageable most days.
Yeah.
Except for public transportation because they don't believe in AC out there.
Really?
Yeah. It was
So even in the buses and stuff, you guys were sweating.
the bus on the way to downtown Rome. It was like 10 of us, and then a whole bunch of just like obviously just like local random people. We are packed in like sardines in there.
Yeah.
Me and Oren are sitting next to each other on the bus, and our legs are touching, and I could feel
the sweat?
just sweat just running down. I was like, oh my god, I feel gross.
Yeah.
We got off the bus, and it was 98 degrees outside, and it felt cooler out there. I was happy to get out
To
in the
be
sun.
outside.
I was like, I could not be in there anymore. It was brutal.
Yeah. Was there no, we did the bars. Was there, you guys went to the one stadium, I forget the name of
Oh,
it.
Stadio Olimpico.
Yeah.
So
Was that
that's-
sick?
Yeah, that was insane. That's Roma, Lazio, and the national team play there. So we got a tour of the stadium. Like we walked around it, went in the stands. We went in each of the lockers, which is really cool. And then we kind of just like walked around, saw like the interior. They had like this like memorabilia side where like they have like replica trophies. They have like signed jerseys, signed boots, all that stuff. And they have like a layout of the city where it's like you're like an overhead view, which is really cool. That was kind of actually probably my, I say least favorite part, but
Yeah.
wasn't my cup of tea because it's like, as a soccer player, I've seen stadiums.
Yeah,
it,
it's
it
true.
didn't wow me as much as I thought it was
Yeah.
going to.
It's crazy you say that because we went and saw Fenway's the Cubs. No, that's not. What's Cubs? What's their stadium? Wrigley.
Fenway is the Red Sox.
Is the Red Sox.
Yeah, I get those two mixed up 'cause they're both like historic ones.
Yeah. We went through I was in the choir actually in high school, and we went to Chicago as our trip, and we got to go through Wrigley Field. So all the baseball guys were like so happy, and they're like, "This is crazy." And then I'm like, I don't really watch baseball. I know this field is important, but it wasn't like I didn't get that
feel
wow
crazy.
factor.
I think that could be a thing because I don't watch I watch soccer. Obviously, I don't watch Italian soccer.
Yeah.
Like
if it was your team,
yeah, like if we went to like England and saw like something like that, or like the Bernabeu in like Madrid, like if we saw something like that type of thing, I don't think
it wasn't.
I don't think I
yeah.
saw the importance of it, to me at least. In my
Yeah.
opinion. I know a lot of the guys liked it. I liked it, but it was like
It was probably sick to like also be in a professional stadium in a different country. Like that
it
was
really
probably
cool.
sick.
But it was like I was kind of like, all right.
Yeah.
It was too long of a tour too.
Was it?
Yeah, it was very slow. Where I was like, okay, I've seen the grass now. I can go back inside.
Did they talk about like all that stuff?
Yeah, that's what it was. It was like we'd walk 10 feet, stop, walk down this hallway, stop, and it was just like you could see all the stuff they were talking about, and then it was like, okay, now we're gonna look at it. I'm like, all right, like cool.
Yeah.
I'm not a big looker. Like I take a picture of it, I'll look at it for a little bit, and then it's like, all right, I'm done.
Yeah. Was there you guys wore something? No, it wasn't necessarily a lanyard, but it was like an earpiece. What was that?
So the one was for the Coliseum tour, and the one was for the tour of downtown Rome. I didn't wear the one in downtown Rome. That was dumb. I didn't really need to. They talk about like the steps and like the stores. Like it was like very basic stuff. The one about Rome was cool though. So yeah, it was just like a walkie-talkie that hung down here like a lanyard, and then you had like a little like earpiece that went in here, and the tour guide had the mic. And
So he talked into you.
She'd be like, okay, like we're coming up on so-and-so's garden. Like here's where he had this. And that was cool because like that was the history side that I enjoyed. Like,
Yeah.
Seeing that stuff and the importance of it. And like the architecture, how they built their stuff where like wind would get into it. So like the one part we went into was like, it was like almost like a wind tunnel.
Really?
Yeah.
On purpose.
Mm-hmm. It was crazy they could do that.
That's awesome. What are the cars like out there? I know that's such a random question, but like,
It was different, very different brands. The one was like, I'm not gonna remember any of the names. A lot of mopeds were out there.
yeah. Did you guys ride on any of them or no?
No,
Like, I
just
didn't know if you could do a
bikes.
moped tour or anything like
No,
that.
they probably didn't trust us.
That's
enough.
true.
And then there was scooters that you could rent.
Mm.
Noah Wolford did that. He was having the time of his life on those. And then it was like a Pugot brand. I don't know. It was something weird, but it had like an animal in the front. That seemed to be like a kind of like a nicer brand.
Yeah.
And then we saw like Porsches, BMWs, G-Wagons.
Is there a lot of driving out there? Or do a lot of people walk or moped?
Dude, people drive like animals out
Really?
there. I almost got hit like 3
Oh,
times.
you did say that.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
were coming down like this forked road. It was coming down a hill. It was a little slip street, and there was where we were walking. And I'm walking, and I get in the middle. I'm like, I'm just getting out of his way. Because they don't use turn signals. So he just keeps coming at me. I'm
Yeah.
like, is this dude gonna turn? And he just like whips around me. I'm like, Jesus. I was shell
It's a
shocked.
close one there.
Yeah, it was.
The Vietnam shell shock
Yeah,
image.
dude. And like the tour buses were going down these little side streets. Like,
Yeah.
you could reach out and touch the building next to you. Like it was driving there. Was
Elite
crazy.
level driving.
Yeah, driving there was crazy.
You know what would be sick to drive on? The Autobahn. I know that's such a weird, but there's no
yeah,
speed
there's
limit
no
on
speed
it.
limit. I'd kill myself. For that.
Yeah.
That's in Germany, right?
Yeah, that's in Germany. Because you know the Autobahn.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Hitler obviously made that so that they could move tanks and stuff
Yeah.
all the way across Germany, no problem. Which is funny that it's no speed limit and they just left it that way.
Yeah, they're like, yeah, cool.
I wonder how many accidents are on that.
I really probably think there's not many.
I'm gonna look it up. I'm gonna look up accidents in. Okay, so how
'Cause
many
I'm a big believer that
accidents
speed limits are like
on Autobahn? How do you even spell Autobahn? that's why, 'cause I'm an idiot.
AUTOBON.
You were Klaus. The German was really getting out there. Let's see. No. What's the fatality rate on the Autobahn? 1.74 deaths per 1 million vehicle kilometers driven on the Autobahn.
Is that
For
good?
reference, I don't know. That number is 3.38 in the U.S., about double. Oh, so we're just killing ourselves all over the place.
We're killing ourselves double the rate. That the
Yeah,
Germans
and we have
are.
speed
Okay.
limits and stuff.
I'm the biggest hater about speed limits. I think there should really be, at least on highways, there should be a minimum, not a maximum.
I think I
Maybe
I
not
could see
maybe not a maximum, but like a high max. Like
a high max of like 80 or like 85 or 90 or even
something
higher
like
than that.
Because you know, obviously I drive.
You're a Philly driver.
From here to Philly, like it's a 5-hour drive, and 4 hours and 35 minutes is all the turnpike.
Yeah.
Like, if I drive at a certain time, I might be the only car on the road.
Yeah.
I'm like, there's no reason I shouldn't be able to do 90
Just
right now.
fly
and,
right
and just
now.
put on cruise control and just
Yeah.
drive straight. Like, I get when people are like cutting traffic at like 120. Like, you see the videos on Instagram.
Yeah.
Like that's the people that ruin it. Because it's
Yeah.
like, when traffic's flowing on the turnpike, you can be doing 80 and not be tailgating the person behind
No, you could.
and
That could
need
just
to
be the flow of
flow.
traffic. Yeah.
It's like the people that hug the right lane or the left lane and do 55 that kill it.
Yeah. I think there should definitely be speed limits in neighborhoods.
Oh, 100%.
And buses.
Yeah.
Or not buses, and school zones. Because obviously you got kids walking out. And
Yeah,
doing everything.
exactly.
I-
Like turnpikes and stuff.
Yeah, no, like bigger highways.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I only say neighborhoods because like I'll come into my neighborhood like 30, 35, and that's still pretty fast because
You feel like you're moving.
you feel like you're
faster,
moving
too,
fast.
yeah.
And if you see a kid out and you're going 30, like I'll just put the brakes on like immediately and I'll go down to 15. I'm like, because I don't know what this kid's gonna do. The worst though is like, this is so off topic. Me and my friend were biking back from somewhere, and I was biking on the road and went to go get on the sidewalk, but tried to go through the grass and just fell and ate shit in front of this car. And I was like, oh my God. So they rolled down the window and I popped up immediately and they were like, are you okay? And I'm like, yeah.
Get out of here, leave me alone.
And so they're like, okay. So they drive away and then they catch up to my friend And my friend turns around and sees me getting back on my bike. And I catch up to him and he goes, "Are you okay?" I was like, "Yeah." He goes, "The car stopped by me." And he goes, "I think your buddy fell." It wasn't like an I think, like I was on the floor.
That happened to me on the bike tour. So we were on the bike tour and we were coming up over this hill and down, and it was like this. You went up and like whipped right across. I was like, I don't ride bikes enough. I don't do that. And like there's cars coming, so I have to get moving.
Yeah.
So I go up this thing, I'm coming flying down this thing, and Glazer's in front of me, and he like slows down to take his turn, so I have to hit the brakes. Bro, I smack the curb at probably 20 miles
So
an hour,
hard.
and I go like this, and then fall back and fall down like that.
I wasn't sure you were gonna go with the handlebars.
I told nobody, bro. I was like, I didn't.
Nobody
fall.
saw it?
Glazer saw it. I was like, Glazer, you didn't see a thing. Yeah, I couldn't. And I broke my bike on the bike tour.
Did you? Like just the chain?
Yeah, so I don't even.
Did it pop off or the chain
It wasn't
break?
during that. I was riding, and someone got left behind, so we had to brake and like wait for them. So it was almost like a mountain bike. We had like the front brake, back brake.
Mm-hmm.
I pressed both.
Yeah.
And I hear, and just my pedals just lock up. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh no.
Oh, no.
And I'm like our tour guide, I forget what his name was, like D Show or something like that. I'm like, yo, like come here, bike doesn't work right now. He's like, oh, he just like flips the thing up, puts the chain back on. He's like, here. I was like, all right, cool. Now we're driving back to go back to the thing, and Mason's driving next to me. We stop, and he has the gears on his thing. I just crank the gears all the way up. he goes to pedal. I hear, and his chain just wrapped itself.
Unraveled. That's funny.
Then he had to walk his bike all the way back. He was livid. He was not happy with me.
We my dad, whenever he used to go to the beach or whatever, he'd like to get bikes, and we'd take bikes onto the beach, and he'd see someone like with a broken chain, and he would just go there, flip the bike over like onto the handlebars, just slap back on, give it a few minutes. He's like, "You're good to go." Mm-hmm. But it happened like all the time. But yeah, I never had a chain break on me, but I've had it come off a few hundred times.
Yeah, that's all happened. Mason just like wrapped itself up, and then mine just like almost like went like that. It just fell off.
Yeah.
Like it was an experience.
Yeah. I really wish you guys got to use the mopeds. Or
We
rent
wanted
them.
to. What are they called? Spetzas? What are they called? I think a special name, but I forgot.
I gotta look it up now because it's gonna bother you, but now I want to know too. Name for moped in Italy,
Yeah, it's gonna make me upset when you say it, but
if it even comes up for it.
Vespas.
Oh, Vespa. You got it right as I
Vespa. That's
right
what
as it
was,
highlighted.
yeah.
It was Vespa.
Yeah, those were everywhere.
It's an Italian brand of scooters and mopeds manufactured by Piaggio, which is the
yeah. I guess it's like, I don't know. Is that maybe like the Toyota out there?
I don't
No,
know.
it's not Toyota. It's like Japanese or whatever.
I want to see how you pronounce this.
Yeah, there was no like
Italian.
Fords or anything out there. No American
But that's what I was
cars,
asking,
yeah.
or because like I mean, obviously, like we have BMWs, and that's a German car.
Yeah.
You have
Porsche.
Volkswagen, German car. Is BMW German? I think
Yeah,
it is.
BMW
Yeah, it is.
German.
So I wasn't sure if they get any foreign cars like that.
Yeah, they got mostly European brands. Like there was a lot of Beamers. Benz was out there a lot. Porsche was out there.
Yeah.
But like, I think I saw maybe like one or two Fords. Like no Chevys, no like Dodge, none of that
Yeah.
out there. None of it.
Here's how you pronounce the
Piaggio.
Piaggio.
Yeah,
Was it very like that? Is that accent very
That's
thick?
very thick. It's like they pronounce everything like like that. It's very like there's a lot of emphasis on things.
On vowels and
Yeah,
and
like
consonants. too.
like from taking Spanish to that. Similar words, similar structure, but the accent is so different.
Yeah.
So much different. It's
Yeah.
I think it's much harder to follow Italian than it was Spanish. Like listen to Swerdlow versus listening to Italian. Swerdlow is way easier.
It's funny too because Italian and Spanish, they have their little bit of congruencies too, if that's the right word. I felt like using a big word there. But like tre, obviously, and uno, dos, tres, like you can kind of get some of them.
Like a couple numbers, it's just un, du, tre. I don't know what 4 was.
I think cat that's French for 4. Un, deux, trois, quatre, cinq, six,
Yeah.
sept.
I don't know. There was like, it was easy to follow. Like you could like whenever they're talking, I could kind of like put together what they were asking, what they're telling me, but like not enough to be like able to translate it.
Yeah. We'll go ahead and do our music segment here, where we add 3 songs.
Ooh, okay.
So you can think for a little bit. I'm gonna add "Get by Jelly Roll." I just put that on in the car. And we saw him in concert, but that's the new College Game Day theme. Actually,
I've got one right now. If you want to add.
Okay.
It. It's hold on, let me scroll down. The name is not with me right now. "Mind Over Matter" by Young the Giant.
Young the Giant. I've never heard that. I'll do another one. I'll do "That Go," Young Stoner Life, Young Thug. It's from that Giant album they did a while ago. And then I'll do my one more. I'll do "Pittsburgh Steel" by Warren Zaders. He's from Hershey, actually.
Really?
Yeah. If you know who
Hershey.
Warren Zaders is.
Nah.
Country artist. You got your 2?
I'll add some dad rock in there.
Okay.
"Holiday" by Green Day.
Holiday.
And
by
then
Green Day.
This is just like one of my favorite. This is one of my favorite game day songs right now. It's "Dog Food" by 42 Dog.
Oh, Dog Food.
Yeah. I don't know why I love that song right now.
I forget. Oh, it's just about dog food. I wasn't sure if it was DAWG. Well, thanks again for Brandon for joining us on this episode. We've got one. I've got a friend. I talked about it a little bit in the last podcast. I'm still trying to get him to do it. He buys clothes and then redesigns them and makes them into his own pieces, which is cool. So hopefully we'll get him soon. Just got to follow up. Anyways, please make sure you like and subscribe. We'll see you in the next episode. Deuces.
You can't manage this, can't break this, boy, I'm funded. Gotta keep my distance when you not 100,